few years ago, my husband and our 3 children had the adventure of a lifetime, and we lived overseas in Russia for 3 years while he worked. Well, we didn't realize that one of the summers when we came home, it would be our last time living in Russia. So the kids and I would come back to Tulsa because this is where friends and our church was, and so we would come back and we'd live out of our suitcase literally all summer long, either at Grandma and Grandpa's, at a friend who was maybe going on vacation for a week, and we kind of traveled around. Well, when we got the news that my husband had lost his job and was going to have to come back to the States, I quick had to find a house. I had to figure out what schools our kids were going to go to, all kinds of things, of course, when he was out of town, to make these decisions. Well, it all worked out. We found a house, but we weren't going to be able to close on it until after school had started. So a couple of days before school started, I kind of had a meltdown because I was like, Lord, what's going on? I don't know where he's going to work. I don't know where my new friends are going to be. I don't know how it's going to work in the school. I just kind of had a crisis moment of, God, are you really there? Well, the first week that school started, we were actually staying in a hotel, which the kids thought was great. Oh, we get to go downstairs, have breakfast, go in the pool after school, and then I took them to school. Well, that got a little expensive. And so after that, we had a friend who actually lived abroad and allowed us to stay in their home until our home was ready, which was great. But guess what? It was on a completely another part of town. So I knew where I was going. I knew how to get the kids to school, but they were a little disoriented. So as we're driving the second week to the school from a completely different direction, my daughter, who's a little bit of a planner, let's call her that, who's going into second grade, is sitting in the back seat, and all of a sudden it dawns on her, this is not the right street, Mom, we're going to be late. Do you even know where the school is? And she's questioning me. Now, I'm trying to be a very supportive mom and assuring her, honey, we're going to be fine, but then I don't exactly have the most patience like God would, and I said, are you driving this bus? Do you even know how to get to the school? If I were to pull over right now, do you even know where we're going? Don't you think I know where we're going? Didn't I get you there last week? And just kind of went on and on and on. And she kind of shut down. And of course, as God does, he spoke to me in that moment and reminded me of my little breakdown that I had had just a week or two earlier and said, who's driving your bus? Don't you think I know where it is you need to go? Yes, it's a different way than you thought it was going to be. Yes, the road looks different. Circumstances look different. But don't you think I know what your destination is, and can't you trust me to get you there? Oh, out of mouth of babes, right? So I just want to encourage you that your circumstances might look way different than you thought they were going to be. You know what your destination is. Maybe you know what the Lord has called you to in general, but it sure doesn't look familiar. And all these detours, and it can get a little scary and discouraging. But let's trust the bus driver. Let's trust the one who knows where we need to be, exactly when we need to be there. I encourage you to just take that step of faith and trust him. He'll get you where you need to go.